what trends do I see on the Hispanic community right now? I have seen since the pandemic that the people who are coming for services used to be like either kids that misbehave in school or that have trouble, or it used to be people that have like major illness like bipolar disorder or borderline personality or schizophrenia that are like major illness. I think that for 2 years till now, I have seen a lot of professionals suffering from anxiety, suffering from depressions, getting some help, which is great. I think that the pandemic has opened the eyes of that everyone, we can all suffer from mental illness and everyone might need help. So please get the help that you need, and do not think that just because you are a professional or just because you're an adult, then you don't need help, because we all do need help sometimes.
As a pastor, I am aware of the mental health needs of my church members and the people in the community I serve. Many of the Hispanic members of our congregations and neighbors here in the community have experienced pain and suffering caused not only by being in exile out of their country, but also by the racist and oppressive dynamics that they experience every single day. In many cases, they feel homesick at all times. They miss their families, friends, culture, and country. They hope, the hope of seeing their parents alive face to face has vanished. On the other hand, financial issues and legal challenges related to their immigration status generate anxiety, stress, and even depression. And for this reason, one of the topics or subjects that we take seriously in our ministry is that of mental health care. One of the strategies we use as a starting point is what is called a ministry of presence. We constantly remind those who come to our church every week that they are not alone. And we repeat it many times, you are not alone. We let them know that God has promised to be with us always. We tell them about God's promise that says, I will never abandon you and I will never forsake you. And the words of Jesus when he said, you can be sure that I will be with you always. I will continue with you until the end of time. And we repeat this promise to children, young adults, youth here in our church. You are not alone, we tell them. God is and will always be with you. And that makes a lot of difference in their lives. It is important to say that to speak of God's presence is also to speak of God, of his nearness from him to his people. When those who struggle emotionally understand that the God of love, history, salvation, and creation, the God of all consolation, the God of hope and peace and justice is with them, they experience joy. Hope resurrects in their hearts, and they feel more relaxed and ready to move forward with faith to overcome their fears and anxieties. The second important ingredient in a ministry of presence is this. People need to hear that their pastor and the leaders of the church are also there for them and with them. And third, they need to know that all church members are part of their family in this country. They are not alone. A ministry of presence is a must if we want to generate good mental health in the life of those who come to our churches every week, or if we decide to have a very successful ministry, especially with Hispanics in this nation. This ministry of presence, let me say this, includes a well-organized pastoral care program. Now, what about education? In addition to the ministry of presence, we are very intentional in speaking and teaching about mental health at all levels, individual and congregational levels. We share information about mental health care and self-care through workshops, sermons, reflections, devotionals, Bible studies, and counseling sessions. We also have support groups that accompany and guide our people in difficult times. And I cannot forget that we intentionally model through actions the qualities of a healthy church and a healthy community of faith. And let me add something else here that I consider very important. This ministry of presence means that we will serve people even when it might make us uncomfortable. We will stand with people in the midst of anxiety, depression, and fear.